All right. Hi, everyone. Here is demo 2. I am going to show you guys what we have since the last demo 1 when we were working with the terminal. I'm excited to show you guys all the new features that I have been working on. So I hope you guys are also excited. Okay? So let us start by opening the interface. All right. So here is my interface. It is the pipeline dashboard. We start on the pipeline dashboard tab. As you can see, the pipeline dashboard tab is not fully implemented, but I can at least explain certain things, or at least a goal that we have for it. So the goal is that I hope to have a pipeline overview, okay, as to what's going on. Likely the pipeline overview will get some overhauls, especially this right here. Again, it does not function currently, but again, I've not really been working on this section right here. Below that, you see a pipeline alert. This alert is very important, especially throughout my testing, as there are certain things about movies, TV shows that you just cannot account for. You can't. And as you can see in the message, this was a test when I was testing a movie called Cloverfield, where the audio and the subtitles were undefined. Well, at least the language was undefined, so there was no possible way to detect what the language was, what the what the language was for the audio or the subtitle, which inevitably means you would have to manually uh, do some things to movies like this. Okay. To the right, you see a wish list for movies and TV shows. You see add movie, add intake, remove selected. Okay. Yeah, that's odd. I was getting a call. So, yeah, so basically, um, the wish list is actually the beginning of the intake scripts. Okay, this is where you add movies. This is where you add the TV shows that you want. Okay, so any movie you want, TV shows, you add it from here. Okay, so let's move on to the pipeline tab. So this is the main pipeline tab. This is it. This is the 8-stage pipeline tab that I have been discussing, from our intake and NZB search all the way through our quality check and deployment scripts. Okay, we will go into further details on this, but let me show you guys our cleanup scripts. This basically has the ability to clean up information on radar, sonar, and SABD. Okay, I will also show you guys examples. So I want to show you guys, we also have a settings option. This settings options have multiple tabs, and it basically allows you to do certain things. As you can see on the general and paths tab, you can choose the location for the intake directory. So the 0 new movie request, this is actually where you can add in your own physical NZB files. Okay, if you have physical NZB files, you can drop it in there, and the pipeline is going to catch that. Okay. Next, you see the download completes direct. This is where all the downloads will end up. Okay, so basically all the finished downloads will end up here. Okay, every completed download will end up here. This is where the incomplete download ends up, but the complete will end up right here. Okay, and I also, as you can see, I also allow you to choose your movies path and your TV show path. All right, moving on, you see this is the automation stack. This is where you You yourself put in all your URL and the API keys for all three. You will also need a telemetry and webhook for sonar and radar. That's pretty simple. Pretty much just go here, you go to connect, and you add a webhook. Okay, let's continue. This is where you input your API keys for TMDB, TVDB, and FanArts. The poster DB is soon to be removed. Next, you are also going to need an NVIDIA NIM. This is important because we use Paddle ORC using Docker through NVIDIA NIM, okay? And you also need to include your indexer provider. Again, this is used for our pre-flight analysis, okay? Next, you see here, I'm going to continue to try to provide you guys options to be able to change things around. For example, in stage 1, I allow you to change the mode, the analysis mode for TV. So the three modes are reliability, standard, and hybrid. We will go into this more in demo 3. Today's demo is primarily on movies, so we'll just stick to that as of now, okay? Next, you can see sample cap. So sample cap is basically part of pre-flight analysis, in that the feature with pre-flight is that we are basically trying to determine what are the chances that this movie or TV show is likely going to finish. We want to know that. We want to know. I am trying to provide you what are the chances when I click download, when I select the file to download, what are the chances it is going to likely finish and not error out because of missing PAR files, etc. Okay, and that's the goal. So the more you increase this, the more more accurate it is. However, the longer it takes to analyze the file. Okay. Next, you see TV accept threshold. Again, I will discuss this in demo 3. So for stage 5, I allow you to make your own custom 1080p XML file and 4K XML file. This is gotten from Subtitle Edit. This is basically how I am able to provide you subtitles for SUP, basically. Because if a file comes as an SRT, I still want to provide you an SUP, and the best way to do that is using Subtitle Edit, okay? But however, we need both a 1080p version and a 4K version, okay? And you can really change the fonts, the size, you can do whatever you want with them. However, I will provide a standard version, okay? Next, I provide the option to change the ORC model. Currently, today, we are going to be using QWin 2.5. I did try QWin 3, but lately, QWin 3 has been experiencing some issues. I even tested it on Subtitle Edit, and that also has issues. So I think the model itself is having some server problems. But again, there are many models you can try. Again, it needs to be a compatible vision model. Okay, next I provide you the option for scan concurrency. This is basically for step 8 where we scan your library, okay? Step 8 scans your library to know what you have and what you don't have. Why? It helps you to create a collection, basically. Step 8 helps you to create a collection, okay? So it needs to know what you have, what you don't have. So like an example is, okay, let's say you have a movie called Iron Man. You only have Iron Man in your library, okay? So it's going to go scan the library. It sees that there's Iron Man, and it sees that you're trying to now deploy Iron Man 2. It's going to create a new folder with the name of Iron Man, with the start date of the first movie and the end date of Iron Man 2. It's going to do that through automation, basically. So basically, scan concurrency is the speed as to how fast it can scan the entire library basically sending out API calls to be able to detect, does this movie match what is seen online? If it does, we know this is the movie. Okay. Okay. So and then finally, actually I've just yeah. So finally, so the last tab is basically the external binary path. So there are external tools that we need, like FFmpeg. We need to know the location of MKV toolnix. There are three things we need to know from that, and we also need to know the subtitle edit path. Okay. Again, this is still in the works, but it's what we have currently. Okay. So let's start by, yeah, let's just start by downloading a movie. I already have a movie here. So when you look at the step one card, okay, you see you can either you can filter the content by TV shows or movies. Okay, you can do that. Okay. So currently we are looking at TV shows, right? TV shows, I allow you a download strategy, just like I do for movies. I allow you a download strategy, and I also allow you that on TV shows also. However, TV show has one extra option. So the options are pre-flight analysis or direct download. If you choose direct download, that is basically going to work as if you are downloading it from Radar. If you go up here and you select Shutter Island, okay, and you basically try to download it, from Radar itself, and then it kicks in on SABD. Okay, here I allow you an option called pre-flight. Again, like discussed, we are scanning the files. We are trying to determine the likelihood of this file completing. Okay, so let's say I started, right? I start the download for this one, right? I started this one. I already have cache for this movie. Okay, ignore failed. This is unimportant. Okay, so because I already have cache for this movie, okay, I store cache. So once you analyze movies, that movie, the analyzed files are cached, so you don't have to do this every time. Okay, at some point they will clean up because they do get owed, but as of now, again, they do last for a long time. Okay, so as you can see, I have cached file. They do recommend the top option, okay, which is fine, but I want to download a 1080p option for the sake of time. So let's find a 1080p. We see that's the Legion one is 1080. So we're gonna select that one to download, and then it should begin to download. Okay, as we see, it's downloading. All right, as we see, the telemetry is kicking in. Again, we do need the webhook for this to also work well. Okay, so you definitely want to make sure you have this set up. Okay. Okay. So now that we have that, that's going. Now let me explain some other things. So as we can see, this is the wish list. So again, like I said, the wish list is where you start. Whatever movie you want, whatever TV show you want to start right here. Let's try a movie, for example. Let's try a simple one. Let's see, Clifford, the Big Red Dog movie. Let's see, because this is a pretty small movie that I'm gonna try to download also, just so you guys can see it. So let's see if we can find this movie. Okay, so Clifford. This one is actually a good one because it has that S at the back. So Clifford. Clifford, really big movie. Okay, what year is it? 04? All right, let's see if it's going to resolve it. So as you can see, it resolved the movie we are looking for. So what this is doing is it's going out and trying to find what movie are we discussing. You can type it anyhow. You could misspell it a little bit, but simply provide it the name and the year, and it's going to try to resolve the movie. As you can see, it did. Okay. Once it's resolved, you can then add it to intake. Okay. And it's going to populate on the intake card. Okay. So as you can see there. Now for TV show, it's a lot cooler. Okay. It's a bit more cooler. I mean, it's a bit cooler in that, let's think think about a show. Actually, I'll just use the show I was using previously. Let's think about Community. Okay, let's say we want to download Community 2009, right? That's the show. It's resolving, and it resolved the show. As you see, it's green. It's green lit. So this is not enough. I found that okay, it's resolved the show. Now what? I allow you to actually choose exactly what you want. You could either choose the entire show by selecting the show right now and clicking add to intake, or you can double click, okay, boom, to see all the seasons within the show. Or again, you can then double click again to see all the episodes within the show, okay? So now you can select one, you can select multiple, and you can add that to intake. You can select even just one season, you can select 2 seasons, or you can again select the entire show, okay? An example, again, today we're not going into TV shows a lot, but I will show you an example. So let's say I want to choose the first 5 episodes of season 2. Let's try that again. Episode 1 through episode 5, add to intake. And then we go to intake, we go to the TV show column, and then we see it there. It's clearly there, okay? So I guess I can briefly explain the TV show download strategy as of now. So for TV shows, I allow you 3 options, okay? Because I know TV shows can get quite arduous, you know? Especially if you're trying to download a whole season, an entire show itself, you know, that takes a lot of clicking. So what I allow you to do is option 1 is pre-flight. I know it's kind of counterintuitive. I should have made it pre-flights be the option to choose, and then the other one would be automatic. Okay, but it's fine. So pre-flights currently is automatic, meaning that as soon as you choose pre-flights, okay, it again starts the pre-flight analysis. It finds all the episodes within that season, being that you want season 1, and then it automatically chooses every episode within the season. Okay, and then it begins to download them. Pre-flights choose does the same thing, but for each episode, it provides you the options, it allows you to choose them, and it begins to download all of them. So used you get the benefit of analyzing whether this show is going to download, okay? So at least you have a collection of items that are likely to work, that were accepted, okay? Yeah, and again, direct is basically allowing Sonar to do a job, okay? So let's go back to movies and let's see the current state. So currently it's at 59%. We are chugging along. We can close the card. All right, so we have option 2. We have step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7, step 8. All right, we're moving. All right, I guess I can show you guys. So as you can see, it shows up on Sonar. You can see community that we searched up here. Yeah, it shows up on Sonar, as you can see here. But again, nothing is downloading, as you can see also here. Radar shows up Shutter Island. Yeah, things are moving along. Let's see what else I can show you guys. We just kind of wait. I guess we will wait until this is done. I will pause the recording and we will continue. I will continue once we're about 95%. Okay. All right. So I am back. So I wanted to discuss a feature that our organized step has in that my organized step not only supports downloading files from the pipeline itself, okay? It also supports downloading files that you got from other sources, like torrents. If you ripped a file, it depends on how it is organized in the rip, but it does support torrent files for movies very well. and also for TV shows. Okay, um, I am hoping that by next week, well, not next week, by maybe 2 weeks to 3 weeks, I can show you guys TV shows. Hopefully by 2 weeks, and at the earliest next week, I can show you guys a demo three running TV shows, because TV shows, they are a lot to actually deal with. But it's actually cool. It's pretty cool how much the automator can actually deal with. Um, Not only does it support that, it also supports the ability to work with ISOs. Okay, so you download a file that turns out to be an ISO. It is able to extract that ISO, okay, and actually take the file and process it through the steps as if this was a file that was not an ISO. Hopefully, I can show you guys an example using Superman. Hopefully, I can. Okay. So let's just wait until this is done. Let's wait until this is done. SABD seems to be having a problem here, but it should get done pretty soon. Yeah. So still unpacking, it seems. Yeah, it's still unpacking. Almost done. Let's see. There it is. It's done unpacking. And yep. Hmm. Not sure why they didn't. Why? I'm not sure why SABD did not extract this one. That's okay. Let's try to extract it ourselves then. While that's going on, let's just start Clifford, if anything. Let's start Clifford so you guys can see. As you can see, it's immediately showed the analysis. We actually had cake on Clifford. I mean, we actually had cache on Clifford. Um, so fine, we'll just download Clifford. Also, this one should be pretty quick. Surprisingly, this one was not extracted by SABD. Let's see. Yeah, it is there. Okay, the file is there, unless it is surprisingly corrupted. But we will find out. That's okay. Okay, moving on. Let's hope Clifford gets done. Oh, actually, it's done. Actually, wait. Oh, whoa. Okay, I think something odd happened here. I actually can't tell you guys what happened, but um, something odd did happen. Okay. Let's see. I'm just gonna remove this one. All right. So as you can see, it worked for Clifford. I think there was a little problem that occurred with Shutter Island. I couldn't honestly tell you guys. I would have to look into it. But something occurred with Shutter Island. But hopefully I can resolve that later on. That's okay. We at least have the two movies. Okay, we have Clifford. As you can see, this is my intentions. This is how it's supposed to work. But I think something occurred with something occurred with Shutter Island. Okay. Next, let me also download Superman. I think this is a great test for you guys to see. This movie, I am sure, and I also have cash for this one, so you guys will not have to wait for the pre-flight analysis. So we're gonna click start. And here it is. Here is the cached analysis. Hmm. All right. There it is. Okay. It's having a little technical issue. That's fine. So here we are. Um, so let's say I select the second one, right? The AVC DTS version. I select OK, and it should begin to download. There it is. All right. Yeah. Sorry for the hiccups, you guys. I actually haven't had. I haven't had the time to check up on step one actually, so I can understand. Also, I really think SABD is really acting up here. But yeah, we'll let it do its thing. Okay, so we at least know that. All right, get that out of here. All right, so here we are. Okay, so we have one downloading and two are completed. Okay, so a little trick that you guys could learn now. You can actually sort of use the same dot phrases, the same markers. I will provide an integration of adding markers, but as of now, that's not done yet. So let me just open that up. All right, so something that we do need to change is you will need to change the name. You do want to change that name to the correct name. 2010, of all things to mess up, it's okay. Just get that name. Let's change that also. Yep, the issue is that this radar ID is definitely not correct. But that's okay. I'm just gonna remove it as of now. Honestly, it's not even important. It's fine. So now we're at this stage. We're at the step. We're at basically step 3. So now we're at step 3. Let me collapse this card. Okay. And as you can see, Step 3 already sees that we have Clifford and we have Shutter Island, okay? So let's process both. Let's click on both and let's extract them. Okay, so we're going to click run. Okay, and it's going to begin the process of extracting both movies. There are criterias that it is looking for within both movies, but it's going to extract both. And then if you open up the video encoder card, you will obviously see Shutter Island. Oh no, this is the MKV card. Sorry for the horrible performance, you guys. Did not expect it to be lagging this much. It's likely step 1. It's really hampering on it. Okay, there it is. So as you see Clifford the big red dog is already in the video encoder card. Okay, and if we open the Shutter Island card, if we open the MKV processor card again, we see Shutter Island. My bad. We see Shutter Island is still extracting. You can confirm that. As you can see, the hard drive is at maximum usage here. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I guess let's even start. So, for step 4, I allow you 4 processing mode. For this movie, for anything 1080p and above, you're only allowed 3 processing mode. Full encode, this is basically handbrake. Audio only. Audio only is meant for you to have a compatible audio to have while you still retain your original audio. Okay, 1 original audio, which is typically the highest quality original audio. Or you get to skip. So you basically get to skip this process itself if you want to. So we're going to choose to encode, okay? And then we're going to choose to use NVENC, okay? Because it is 1080p and above, you do not have the option to upscale. A lot of TV shows will have this option because a lot of TV shows are 720p, especially the ones that came back, let's say 2012 and before. So let's choose full encode, okay? And then again, we are still watching Superman to see when it's done so that you guys yourself can see the ISO process. Okay, so full encode, we're going to use the CPU for this one, sure. It should be quick anyways. And we're going to use quality target so it's quick. And then, yeah, we're going to click ready and we're going to run it. Let's run it. And then you should see the CPU spike, as you can see, up to 70. So it is running on the CPU and the CPU only, as you see right here. Yeah, it's running. It is encoding according to the status. And we'll wait until that's done, okay? Let's see how Shutter Island is, how it's still extracting. It's still extracting. It is quite a large file, isn't it? So yeah, it's still right here. Shutter Island. We see Clifford the big red dog. We see these are the files. This is a subtitle it found, and this is the audio. The audio naturally is an EAC. Shutter Island is still extracting. There's quite a bit to extract here, okay? So now Superman Returns is extracting. Great. Yeah, I think there actually might be a bug with there's likely a bug with my ISO process, because I think I know what's going on here. It's immediately extracting on its own. It's extracting the files on its own. All right, we'll just let it do its thing. Yeah, this is not the process that should have occurred, but that's okay. Yeah, this is not the process that should have occurred. That's fine. Yeah, you see, this is what I expected right here. Yes, okay. So let's just remove this. So we can actually just remove this file. We can simply remove this file. Okay. And we can actually just go back to the organize step. And it's going to organize the file, as you see here. Again, there are some bugs, but hopefully you guys get the gist. Collapsing that. Again, this is so let's see. So Shutter Island, how's that going? This is still extracting. Yes, it is still extracting. All right. And how is Clifford is still encoding? You can confirm the encoding here. All right, 23%. We will likely use NVENC for the remaining. Whoa, no, it's not even still extracting. It's just, yeah. So I think something occurred. It's surprising because I never saw this. None of this occurred. Okay, that's okay. We're going to have to skip on Shutter Island because I believe something did occur. Because it's not extracting. It's definitely not extracting. Unless it is, I can't honestly tell if it is or if it's not. This doesn't seem to be getting any larger, so. Oh wait, no, it is extracting. It is. No, it's fine. It is extracting. Okay, so yeah, wow, they are doing their thing. It just takes a while, I guess. Because it's funny, I typically test with samples, so I never really have to test with a full movie. But yeah, this is quite a bit. Okay. Yeah, but as you guys see, it's like having to do this process manually by MKV2Nix. Having to go here. Hopefully it opens. Sorry guys, the computer's acting real slow today. Still extracting. But once it's done extracting, it will end up here like Clifford in the MKV cleaned subtitle extracted folder. And it should populate the video encoder card. Man. Still chugging. Wow, so it's so the file size reduced from 31 gigs to 17. Wow, that's pretty good. And if you guys looked at the file, so this is the file. This is the file that is typically encoded. That typically ends up in step 4. So it's the dot process file that typically would end up, that always ends up in step 4. If you place it in MKV Toolnix, you'll see it contains, again, the largest, so the largest audio file. So we're aiming for the best quality, and the video file, unlike the original, contained. Wow, what? Wow. Oh well, actually, this is not the original. All right, this is not the original. Let's actually exit that. So I actually also need to show you guys a backup. So for every file that you download, once it's processing through step 3, it gets backed up immediately. Okay. So we go to the temp original backup and we see it's not even backed up yet. Okay, I see. But we do see that Clifford is already backed up. Okay. I wonder what was the remaining song. I don't understand. I'm not sure actually why it's still extracting. It's been quite a bit to extract by now. Oh, I get it. I know what's going on. It's the CPU. I see. We are using a lot of resources on the computer, which also hampers the extraction process. So let's see where the extraction process is at. I mean the encoding. So it's at 81% as of now. Okay, so we're almost done. Within 2 minutes, we should be done with Clifford. Clifford was something. I think the issue was more I should have used size target, and then I would have provided you guys like around maybe 200 megabytes of conversion instead. And there's even an option for custom, which I will show you guys on maybe Superman. I will show you guys maybe on Superman. Yeah, we'll just let that finish because I do really believe that's the problem. Because these steps shouldn't have much issues. These steps should work properly, as I have been working on them for the past few weeks. But with the CPU being hampered that much, I do understand that. So as of now, we could clean up SABD, radar, and sonar. Okay. So let's do some cleaning up. We could clear actually, yeah, and so we can clear the queue. So as you can see, the history's gone. We can clear radar. Okay. As you can see, the movies are gone, and then we can clear sonar. Okay. There it is. Does that affect this? As you can see, it does not. The movies are still there. I mean, the TV shows are still there. Oh, that's a little bug. That's okay. That's a little bug. All right, I think it's done, isn't it? All right, so we see that Clifford is done, and we can confirm that. As you can see, Clifford is now in the subtitle handler step. How is the MKV processor still doing? Okay. Yeah, so the MKV processor is almost done. As you can see, it was the CPU hampering the step. That's why it took a bit. So once that's done, then Superman should begin. Yeah, and then we can continue from then on. Okay. I'm just gonna wait until I see the confirmation, and then we can move on. Man, these files are huge, but also using the CPU itself, I would say, is not the best idea because the CPU is used by a lot of process, which is why I allow you guys to use NVENC if you own an NVIDIA GPU. So we're just waiting on that to be done. So as you can see now, Clifford is in the ready for final MOOCs folder. It has 2 markers. This tells it that we are ready to process our subtitles, and this tells us that the file was encoded. Okay. So next, what we're left with is the subtitle for Clifford, and what's going to occur is basically that when we run step 5 is going to recognize that we have an SRT, okay, then it's going to create for us an SUP, okay. So how's this doing? Shutter Island is really taking its time here. Oh man. But in the meantime, let's move on to the next step, being that Shutter Island is taking its time. Let's see. Yeah, it seems to all be done. I'm not understanding why. Strange. Okay. So, yeah. I think it seems to just be stuck on this movie itself. Yes, because there's no activity. All right. So we're gonna move on from there. Again, a lot of bugs. There's certain bugs here. Hopefully we could continue to resolve them. So let's move on. Okay, there it is. Oh, there it is. It finished. It just took a while there. Oh my god. Wow. Okay. So as you can see, it's done. Shutter Island is done. It is here. Okay. It's done. It is here. All right. And now we have. Wait. Let me reload that. There it is. Now it's gone. It is very sorry, guys. It is very laggy for some reason. There's a lot of delay currently. Yes. Okay. But now it's gone from the card, and now let's see if just to make things better, let's just restart the card itself. Let's restart the GUI. I am also recording, so I'm not sure if that's also a reason, but hopefully not. So we restarted the GUI. Now we can continue, and let's extract Superman. Now it's extracting, and we can confirm by going in the Superman folder. Okay, let's collapse the MKV card. Let's open up the video encoder card. And this time we're going to video encode fine, but we're going to use NVENC, and we would like to shrink the size, and we're going to use size target, and we're going to go from 17 gigs to around 7 gigs. So you want about 7,000, and we're going to start that, and it should start to encode using NVENC. Let's look at it. As you can see, it's using NVENC for this process. Let's confirm. Yes, it is using NVENC. That's pretty good. Good job. Nice. So this is going, and we have this extracting. We are using less CPU power, which is good. Honestly, with all this lag, I am considering using a different GUI system instead of Tinker, but we'll see. All right, so let's continue on to the subtitle handler step. So we're going to now basically continue on with Clifford, and we're going to click Run selected. And this should begin the process of processing the subtitle. So we're going to try to, again, we already have an SRT. It's going to try to produce, okay, it's going to try to produce an SUP file. So we want to get an SUP file, and we see it right here. Now we have an SUP file. It looks, and it should be exactly just like the SRT. Now we have both the image and the text file, okay? Once that's done, as you can see, it's done. There's a little bug there. It's kind of it kind of encoded both of them, or it kind of processed both of them. It should not have done that, but that's okay. But continuing on, we're going to now we want to mux. Now we want to mux Clifford, okay? Now we want to mux Clifford together. So we want to mux all these files together. As you can see, this is the original audio. This is, if we look at the MKV process, if we add the file to MKV Toolnix, we will see this new, more compatible AAC file. All right, so now we want to mux it. You simply click on that movie. All right, so I guess that this is done. It kind of shifted. So this is done. Extracting. We can minimize it. We can confirm it's done by looking at the folder. We see Superman is done, as you can see. Again, it works. There are just a few bugs that I haven't had time to squeeze out. So then we continue on, and basically we then click select run for Clifford. We click that, then it's gonna mux the Clifford file. It should mux the entire file, and then we're gonna end up in the awaiting poster folder, okay? So now we're here, as you can see, we're muxed, and we have all our files together. Okay, we see we have an SRT, we have an SUP, we have the original audio, we have a more compatible, and then we have the video file, okay? Let's look at it. As you can see, it's a smaller file. It is 1.41 gigs. Let's try to run it just to see how it looks. I know this is gonna hog more resources. Let's see. All right, so we see Clifford. All right, pretty good. All right, so now Clifford should now be in the poster handler step, okay? For this step, we require certain things. We require you to have Docker, okay? So I basically require you to have Docker, because Docker is how we use NVIDIA NIM. It is through Docker that we connected through NVIDIA NIM, and we're using Paddle OCR, okay? So as you can tell by the gray that it is off currently, Paddle is off, okay? So the steps of the poster handler is to basically provide you a poster. That is its goal. I want to provide you a poster, okay? But not only do I want to provide you a poster, I also give you the ability to replace your current posters in your library, okay? So I'll show you guys that real quick. So if we go to replacements, If we click replacement instantly opens up your library. Okay, you can switch between your TV shows and your movies. Okay, for example, looking at if we look at my movies, I can double click B, and I can see all the movies within my B folder. Okay, and you can select them, and then you can try to replace the movie. Okay, I mean the poster in the movie. Okay, and then you can collapse. We can go to TV shows and we can check out the TV shows there, etc., etc. Okay, but today we are working with just the files that we have, and we are working with Clifford. Okay, so let's start there. Let's run it, and we're going to try to get a poster. So the API client is starting. Okay. All right, let's see it. We can even confirm here. Luckily, it's currently it's encoding at 67%. As long as the API client is starting, we know it's working, and we also see that the paddle is now greenlit. To even confirm that it's working, you can go to the backup. The backup is where the posters are going to be. They're going to be in the same folder as the movie backup itself. Okay, and once this says generating, that's when you're going to see it. As you see right now, it is generating. We are analyzing the posters that are out there. Okay, and basically it basically has the poster. It has provided the poster, and now we are on to step 8, the quality check step. Okay, so now we see that Clifford is ready to process. Okay, Clifford is ready to deploy to your library. Okay, once it's deploys, the backup is going to be deleted. Okay, so there are two options. Okay, there is a manual quality check, meaning that it is going to allow you to review the poster itself. It is going to allow you to review the poster that it got. It is going to pop up so that you can review it. Okay, if you choose auto deployments, there will be no pop-ups. Basically, it's going to immediately deploy. Okay, an option that I advise you guys to always have on is clear existence deployment on queue and the scanplex library, so that it knows exactly what is going on in real time, so that before it deploys, it already knows what's going on. Okay, hopefully I plan to improve on this process, but as of now I would recommend that you have that on. So once you're ready, you can just simply deploy. You can click deploy, run selected, and as you can see, it's going to ask you, and it's going to pop up the image. This is the image that it chose: Clifford the Big Red Dog. Approve, reject, skip. If you reject it, it's going to ask. It's going to provide you further questions as to why you rejected the movie. Okay, so I'm going to approve, and then it should begin to deploy. Okay. All right, it's deploying, and it deployed. All right, so let's see if, so as you can see, it is gone from the folder, and let's go into my Plex library to see if it's there. Okay, so we're looking for C, we're looking for Clifford, and we're looking for date. We see Clifford the Big Red Dog. What you end up with is the movie, the poster, and a Plex Automator marker to tell you that you got this movie and it was processed through Plex Automator. Okay, there we go. Pretty smooth, right? All right, so at least we know it works. We know it works for Clifford, and it works for many other movies. I could even deploy Top Gun Maverick, but this is a sample. I already have the movie itself, so there's no need. Okay, Top Gun is right here. It's in 4K. Oh, actually, a feature that I also have, as you can see, this one doesn't have a poster. The reason why Top Gun doesn't have a poster is because the pipeline is able to detect whether you have the movie already. If you have the movie, Do you have a poster? If you have a poster, it will not provide you a poster, okay? Because the poster that you may have may be a customized poster that you already made that you wanted to keep. So if you have a poster, there's no need for it to provide you one. So basically, poster the poster step is basically going to know that it's going to know that you have a poster, and it will not provide you a poster, but progress on to the quality check step. Okay, and we can confirm that by simply again going to my library, and let's see if Top Gun Maverick is there. Top Gun Maverick is likely here. Top Gun. Let's look at it. As we can see, it's right here. Yep, Top Gun. All right, this movie was not processed through my automator. I got it a lot earlier, but okay. So where are we at with where are we at? So it's still encoding. Is it still encoding? Doesn't seem like it's encoding. Let's see. So it's done encoding. It seems. Okay, you just have to reload it. Okay, yeah. So I had to just refresh it, oddly enough, but that's okay. So we see it's here, okay. So again, so now this one, let's see what subtitle this one has. Let's see what subtitle this movie has. So Shutter Island comes with an SUP. Now this is where the AI comes in. This is where the model that you choose comes in. And that's, oh, also, my bad. Before we continue, let me check. As we can see, Clifford is gone from the backup itself because we have deployed it. Okay, so going back to Shutter Island, this one is where the AI comes in, and that's because this file is an image-based file. We need a way to convert that to text, to extract that image and turn it to text, and we do that through our AI models. Okay, so basically we already chose the model that we want. The model we want to choose that, so the model we chose is QN 2.5, okay, correct. And now once we start, it's going to process, okay, it's going to start. So we're going to click run. As we see, it's going to extract all the images, okay, it extracts all the images in there. And if you look at the terminal, which you're not going to have access to the terminal itself, but again, you can see that it's converting each image into text. Okay, we are basically turning this into text so that you can have a SRT and you get an SUP. The SUP is likely already copied over. Let's check that out. The SUP is already copied over. Let's look at it. As we see, it's there. We see the original audio file is there. We also see that the encoded video is here with the compatible audio. We see the markers are there. The markers are very important to the movements of the files. And yeah, basically we're waiting for the marker to be done. I mean, for this to be done. And again, this does use your hardware. As you can see, it is saturating the GPU because it is AI. It does need memory. It does need GPU power to do this. Yeah, hopefully, I hope in time to have a feature where your subtitles can hopefully be uploaded to common subtitle sites so that we can just aggregate converted SRTs, and instead of always having to use AI models, you can choose and have the option to either pull from there or use and convert locally. So hopefully that's what I can do in the future. Okay, so now we have both of them. Let's check them out. Let's see how accurate this SRT is. As you can see, it is quite accurate. As you can see, it is all there. So yeah, and now it's time to mux it. So now let's mux it before we even start encoding Superman. Okay, so we're going to move to the final mux stage. As you see, it's there already. We're going to mux this together, and then it's going to move to this stage. It's going to move to the to stage 5. Just like just like I said with Top Gun, Shutter Island is not going to provide a poster because I already have this movie I already have this movie in my library, so it's not going to be there. So if I click run, it's going to try to run, but it's going to know that I already have this poster, and no poster will be provided. But yeah. But beside that, it should be good. It should know that. Typically, it basically runs NIM. I do plan to improve this process where it first detects before it even runs NIM, so it's a lot faster. But as of now, this is the process. It has to first run NIM. Well, first see if NIM is even on. Uh, but it's gonna know. As you can see, no posters were provided, and now it's in the Plex ready step. Okay, we close that. We open the deployment step, and you see Shutter Island is ready to go. All right. And basically, the last movie here, which we're not going to process, is Superman. Instead, we're actually going to try audio only. I actually haven't had the time to check on it since I've been working on the GUI itself. But let's just test it. Let's test audio only. Let's run it. And again, here it's only going to encode the audio. It's still going to keep your original audio. You will always get your original audio itself, okay? So let's try it out. Actually, let's just try skip. Let's try skip. Let's not even try to encode anything. Let's just try to just skip it, okay? So let's try skip. Okay, skip mode. Let's see. Let's look at that. See how skip worked. Yeah, so yeah, skip did work. It didn't work totally well. So like I said, I haven't really got the time to fix certain modes, but as you can see, the other mode worked. The full encode worked because that's what I've had time to work on. Skip did work, but it did not process the audio. It left out the original audio. As you can see, it's not here. But yeah, so this is basically the end of demo 2. There's a lot that I had to do within the past 2 to 3 weeks. First to get the GUI going, because we had no GUI 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then to implement this entire layout was a lot. So I'm sorry that it's late, but yeah, as you guys can see, there is a lot of things going on. It is quite promising, I would say, and I feel like it saves a lot of time. So like the example is step 1 saves you on time on things that are going to fail, so you can use the pre-flight step to determine whether this video file is going to download. Step 2 saves you time on organizing. Step 3 saves you time on extracting yourself to actually see what is in there, because for Plex, there's a lot of files in these movie and TV shows where they can have a poster in there that you don't know about. They can have certain names in the output, like, so the file name can have another name different from the movie name that you don't know about and could conflict with Plex name itself. Step 4 saves you time on having to go on handbrake, tapping a lot of things. Okay. Step 5 saves you time on actually having to use subtitle edit and having to go in there and do it yourself and process the subtitle yourself. Okay. Step 6, and it also provides you both a SRT and an SUP always. Step 6 helps you mux, so you don't have to put the files back yourselves. Step 7 helps you, provides you a poster, and it also provides you the ability to replace posters in your current library. And step 7 basically helps you deploy. Yeah. So as you can see, there was a lot going on here. So I was not surprised that there were bugs even in this demo. Like I tried to squeeze out a lot of the bugs so you guys wouldn't have to see that. But as you can see, even with 3 weeks, there were still bugs. But again, I will continue to work on that. It takes a lot of effort, but if you guys again are interested, just leave your comments down below. I would love to hear what your thoughts. Again, I cannot implement too many new features because I would like I would like to I would like to release it. I would like to release it pretty soon. Um, at least with by January or mid January. That's my timeline currently. Especially if I want to root out all bugs, I do have to show you guys a demo of TV shows. Um, but as you can see, I guess I could even show you guys here real quick. As you can see, that's hierarchical thing even works on the card itself. So you yourself can see all the episodes that are in the show itself on all of the table from table 3 through 8. You can always see what is going on in each of the show itself without having to go to the explorer itself. Okay, so it's pretty cool. So yeah, beside that, I guess we'll wrap up. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a lot. But yeah, take care.